The Staple Masher development team has been working hard to bring to you a game that will take Monday blues and turn them into dreams. Our team divided the task of building this game into sections based on the upgrades in the game, upgrade shop purchases, safeguards against incorrect input, naming conventions, organization, the game's intro, and the game's ending. Each of the upgrade functions interacts with the upgrades involved in other functions. So it became apparent pretty quickly that it was imperative for us to establish shared variable names early on in the process to avoid mass confusion. The game's opening sequence establishes the mission of the game to escape boredom in the workplace and dream about building your own company. The game asks you to input what type of business you would like to grow and what the name of the business will be. The game instructions let the player know that they will be mashing a stapler by way of hitting the enter key. Each hit of the stapler will generate one staple in the beginning. But as the player accumulates staples, they can then purchase upgrades by cashing in some of their accumulated staples that will then generate even more staples more quickly. The stapler upgrade adds additional staples to the stapler's output. The coworker upgrade adds coworkers to the office that mash their own staplers along with you. The boss upgrade affects the coworkers' efficiency in their output of staples. And the new branch upgrade adds more coworkers, a new boss, and increases stapler output. We use primarily if, and else statements along with while loops to design this game because it made it easy to divide the program up into small pieces for each coder on the team with this technique. We also use pointers in our void functions to pass our variables by reference to keep the game moving quickly. While playing the game, the player alternates between accumulating staples with the enter key and jumping into the upgrade shop with the S key. Once in the shop, if the player has enough staples, they can purchase the corresponding upgrade. At the top of the shop, your current available staples are listed, as well as how efficiently each of the areas of your office are working to get you to your goal. The game's end once the player has purchased 10 new branches, and so has bought out all the major competitors in their business area of choice. The final message of the game invokes a spirit of building your dreams one staple at a time, which is an attempt to use the mundanity of the cubicle office environment to suggest an inspirational message. We decided to cut the game short at 10 new branches for the ease of use for the TAs and the professor, since this is for the purpose of a graded school project. We hope you enjoy playing the game.
Uh, all right. So for our game here, we basically decided to do a clicker style game here, but with the theme of staples, and it's kind of like office setting here. We did our project here in Replit because it was made it pretty easy to collaborate. So just up top here, we just got like an update log going on here to keep track of things. All right. So above main here, we just have our functions being referenced here. We have our staple counter and then our four upgrades, which are the stapler upgrade, coworker upgrade, boss upgrade, and the new branch multiplier, which we'll go into a little bit later. Under main here, now we're just referencing some main game variables here with like the player name, the choice, business goals, and the business name, and then some variables that have to do with the shop, and then the upgrades as well right here. Then here we have like our actual staple count, which we have here, and then some more upgrades that are some more variables that are upgrade specific here with the stapler upgrade here, coworker, boss, and then new branch. Now here we just have basically just some dialogue, some starting dialogue in the game. We kind of make it a little personalized by asking like the character's name, what kind of business they're looking to get into, and what they want to name their business. And then we have like a little how-to here just to introduce the player here to exactly how to play the game. All right. Here we have just like some dialogue that has to do with the upgrade shop. Basically, it'll print like how many staples they currently have, and then what their stats are looking like with the upgrades, and then it'll show like the upgrades available and how much they cost. Right. And then these codes here, basically how they work is whenever the player gets to a certain amount of staples, that aligns with like the actual upgrade cost. It'll prompt them up saying, "Oh, you have enough to purchase set upgrade here," and then this is like enter the shop or continue collecting staples. It gives you that option here. This is just more code here that just kind of this is just dialogue for like the upgrade shop. This code here actually has to do with actually purchasing the upgrades. Um, Basically, we have options of 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that co-lines with each of the upgrades. And it'll just we'll have a conditional statement here to check to make sure that they're actually able to purchase the upgrade first, and then they'll have just like some dialogue saying, "Oh, upgrade purchase," and then your stapler is now more powerful, and it'll just explain exactly what kind of upgrade it does and what exactly it does. Here, that's we have that for each of them. This code right here is just kind of some code for like potential end of the game. Basically, what we have for it here is that whenever the player gets 10 new branches, it'll print this out and just saying like, "Oh, congratulations! You know, you got the most successful business ever. Thank you for playing and all that." That's just kind of like a potential end here. And then here we have the actual functions going on here for our counters and then the upgraders here, like for the stapler upgrade here. So basically how these work here, we'll first have a conditional statement to check to make sure that the player has enough, and then it'll subtract that from their staple count, and then it'll have the actual upgrade, and then the last bit of code, it increases the cost each iteration. So for the stapler upgrade, whenever the player purchases it, it'll increase the amount of staples that the player collects each click. And for the coworker upgrade, it basically creates like a separate coworker who collects staples with you each time you click as well. And then our boss upgrader, it essentially just works as like a multiplier for the coworker upgrade, increasing the amount of staples that a coworker collects. And then new branch multiplier. So story wise, it's basically like you're opening up a whole new branch to your business, and it just works as a multiplier for all the other upgrades. Yeah. So I'm gonna get in here and we're gonna start playing a little bit of the game here. So we've already got it started up here, and this is what it prints out whenever you first start up. So let's enter our name. Are you ready to smash? To mash? Ooh, say yes. What type of business would I like to grow? So I'm gonna go into the comics business. And what would I like to name my business? I'm not too creative, so I'm just gonna name my business Comics. See. All right, and go right ahead and start clicking. You can see here, we're collecting staples, and as if you can see to the right there, it says press S to enter shop. So not only does it prompt them to enter the shop whenever they have enough to purchase an upgrade, it also gives you the opportunity to purchase an upgrade always. So as you can see here, I have enough to purchase a stapler upgrade. So it's giving me the option to enter the shop at 1 and 0. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter the shop here, and I think I'll purchase that. Hit 2. All right, now my stapler is more powerful, and I'll mash 2 staples at a time. That's great. So let's get back to mashing the staples here. You can see, it's increasing by 2 each time.